Short-term social impacts of Hurricane Katrina. So, one, as you can see, homes were destroyed. 25,000 remained in the city. Roofs and houses ripped apart, and the Superdome was used for evacuation. Bridges and roads collapsed and damaged, causing isolation. No power, so in Mississippi, 236,000, Florida, 80,700. In Louisiana, 713,000 were left without power. 325,000 in Alabama, and this caused food poisoning as food was spoiled. 770,000 people were displaced as many became homeless. It caused loads of people died and were traumatized. Families were separated. Flooding caused infectious diseases to spread, so military fever, bubonic plague, breakbone fever, and the common cold. And finally, food and fresh water was so scarce that people were forced to the streets, and this caused violence and theft and murder and racial tension, etc., etc. And these are my visuals.
When people were displaced into the Superdome, all across the southern states of America, stadiums were filled with hundreds of thousands of people. Houston had the largest amount of refugees in a separate state with 250,000. An entire year later, they still have 111,000 migrants. 60,000 animals were either abandoned and needed rescue, left in their abandoned houses waiting for their owners. And finally, 6 major bridges collapsed. This caused transport problems from in and out and through the city.
That was for long-term social impacts of Hurricane Katrina, by the way.
Thank you.
So this is short-term impacts of El Nino. As you can see from the diagram, increased precipitation was kind of here, so like South America, north of South America. So this caused a lot of flooding. The increased rainfall caused a lot of flooding, so diseases spread rapidly, especially in like Brazil, which is an LEDC, because they have really bad sewage systems, which meant a lot of people struggled to find clean water, so there's things like malaria and cholera spread. Also, people were forced to evacuate their homes, so some people had to be airlifted, the elderly might have been trapped, people were traumatised. This caused landslides as well as flooding. So telecommunications were affected, like phone lines, and also some roads were closed, isolating people. In the north, there were warmer winters, so in places like Vancouver, the 2010 Winter Olympics, the snow sport games had to be stopped. There was also a lot more thunderstorms. You can see the hurricanes were here, which moved across. So the thunderstorms had effects like more flooding and people being left powerless. In Asia, there was a lot of drought, so there was bushfires in Australia, and also crops died and things, so people were faced with starvation and water shortages. And then also in East Africa, there was a severe outbreak of Rift Valley fever in Somalia and Kenya.
Thank you for watching. Say bye.